Episode 119. Let's get out of the way. I think Mila's had enough time to calm down. Who am I kidding? She's never calm. Ah, Komoy, I must apologize for my earlier behavior. As First Sword, my duty is not only to foster your growth as a gladiator, but to also protect you from dangers you are not yet ready to face. I did not know that Leovold had become leader of the Alacrin. Had he chosen to bare his steel at us, many and more of us would not have returned alive. I need to know why he's turned to a life of crime, and so I've ordered my best men to scour Danalan for any trace of his whereabouts. Unfortunately, one of them has disappeared. I have strong suspicions that he has been taken prisoner by the Alacrin, or worse. If there is any hope of saving him, we must act quickly. I would have you search for our missing comrade. His last report stated that he was tracking the Alacrin near the Hammers in western Danalan. If you go there, you may yet find some clues to his fate. I've been far too reckless in recent days, and let too many good gladiators come to harm. Please, Komoy, find our missing comrade and bring him home safe. I probably mentioned it before, maybe way back when I started the quests, back in the single-digit episode numbers or something, or even recently in the past couple of episodes, but what I'm not really fully grasping is the exact position the Gladiators Guild has in the hierarchy of Ul'dah. They're not exactly the police, I don't think. They're mainly fighting in the pits and all that, right? For prize money. But I guess they have some presence outside of that, like we're seeing now. Mila sending out her gladiators to deal with some people out doing some assassinations or attempting it anyway. I guess the people doing the assassinations have direct beef with the Gladiators Guild or people in or from the Gladiators Guild. So I guess it's kind of personal, not necessarily police work, but I'm still fuzzy on the details. It's a trap, sister. Komoy's not worried. Chastity, huh? If you're so chaste, why are you baring your naked chest out to the world? Did our chocobo level up? No. It's almost rank 10, just a few more. That's some fine swordsmanship, Komoy. By the, First Sword. Certainly knows how to pick 'em. After all these years, I can't quite bring myself to call her that. See, I still remember when her father first brought her to the guild. A wee lass who cried at the sight of naked steel. But to look at her now, you'd swear she was born with a blade in her hand. Not like she had much of a choice but to rise to the occasion, though. What with all the trouble Aldous got into 7 years ago. Selfish bastard. He should have never... but enough of my rambling. I'll make my way back to Ul'dah after a short rest. You go on ahead and tell Mila that I'm fine. And it just repeats its dialogue. No flavor. Should be only this quest and one quest after for level 30, remaining in this whole Gladiator quest line. I'm wondering how it's going to resolve all of those characters and introduce. Not one quest to go. Komoy, thank the gods you're alright. This person again. Good timing. We have the exact same timing of talking to Mila, which means she's getting in the way of the shot. It doesn't matter. I heard all about the ambush at the Hammers. Excellent work. You've been invaluable to the guild, and I cannot thank you enough. Skipping the cutscene, are you? Or it must have been a short cutscene? I don't know. In fact, I believe you deserve a much-needed rest. Take some time for yourself and return when you've recuperated. But before you go, speak with Zulutsu. I believe she has a message for you. No flavor. Ah, Komoy, the very gladiator I was seeking. Lean closer, for I would not have the others hear my words. Aldous sends his regards and requests you meet him at the Lich Yard in eastern Danaland. Naturally, I've not divulged this information to the First Sword. As you may have gathered from their previous interactions, she's still rather upset with him, and would likely forbid any further association. Quite understandable, since he was clearly being groomed to become the next guildmaster before that horrible scandal. Ah, they would have made such a lovely couple. So it's like that, huh? Forgive me. This is hardly an appropriate topic of conversation. Anyway, you have my word that the First Sword will not hear of any rendezvous from me. Meeting at the Lich Yard, is it, huh? I think Aldous made some mention of coming back from the grave or something in the last episode. Not literally, of course. But now that we're meeting in the Lich Yard, maybe Komoy thinks, yeah, literally. You gonna teach us some necromancy, Aldous? That's our new thing now. We're all about necromancy. I like a woman who keeps me waiting. It nurtures a sense of anticipation. It's been 7 years since Mila's father was laid to rest here. He was mean and stubborn, an old outgoat through and through. But gods, when he danced with sword in hand, it was pure poetry in motion. Mila's right. There's no way I could know what it was like for her back then, forced to replace her father under such terrible circumstances. Here we go, one of those new characters. And who might you be? Another of Leovold's lackeys? Master Leovold has been most distressed since learning of your return. This is unacceptable. Your master does not deserve your loyalty, kitten. When you've outlived your usefulness, he'll dispose of you like so many others. Believe me, I speak from personal experience. Say what you will, I will not be swayed. She looks awfully determined to kill me. Still, I'm not really in the mood to play. Mind stopping her, Komoy? We can handle one person, right? Even with your tawdry skill with the sword? She can be stunned. Good. Not exactly high literature. That's pretty funny. No flavor. You deal with some attacks, Aldous. Watch out, you'll stub your toe. Like a brick wall, this guy, completely unfazed. don't think so. How about Zero Fists? Actually, I kind of miss not seeing her big attack. That was kind of rude of me, wasn't it? You gonna do it again, maybe? No, I don't think she's gonna do it. Oh well. Well, I was wondering what her story was. I guess she doesn't have one. You've gotten stronger. Good. I'm glad Mila has a woman like you to rely upon. She's her father's daughter, a leader of men, a true warrior, and an obstinate woman who lets her feelings cloud her judgment. Which is why she needs to be surrounded by dependable people who will give her good counsel and keep her temper in check. Now more than ever, stick by her. She needs you more than she knows. Why don't you do it? Foisting all of your responsibilities onto me. We don't mind if it's killing a person, sure. But helping someone? No way. Haven't you listened to a word I said? She needs dependable people. In case you haven't noticed, I am anything but. I'm only here because of unfinished business. When it's settled, there'll be no reason left for me to stay. I owe it to her old man to put an end to this. To give him peace in Dahl's realm, by making that bastard Leovold finally answer for his crimes. Is that really how you want to deal with this person's death? Komor is more sensible in trying to resurrect the dead person. Remember what I said, Komor. Now go. She's probably wondering where you are. I wonder, do they ever, reuse a grave for other quests? We've been to this Lich Yard quite a few times for one quest or another, and they all brought you to different graves, so it feels like there's a lore reason, or, for at least a few of these graves, some lore significance as to who they belong to or something. Not that it really matters. I doubt anyone's going to recognize if a grave gets reused for two different people in two different quests, if they're years apart. But someone might. I guess killing that one lackey just now kind of cleans up all of the plot threads that could have been coming up. Since he effectively has no story now, all that's left is that one guy. Leovold. We'll settle the plot with Leovold in the level 30 quest, and I think everything will wrap up nicely. Easier than I thought. Why are you staring at me like that, Komor? Is something the matter? You're behaving rather oddly. Well, I'm afraid I have no news regarding the Alacrin's movements. I remain confident that we will find them soon, though, so keep your blade sharp. Speaking of blade, I should at least equip the higher level weapon. Damn it all to the seventh hell. This is madness. It's Aldous. He's been arrested by the brass blades. They claim he was plotting to assassinate the Sultana. Please, as if that would ever happen. This is utter nonsense. He has no motive to do so. And whatever I've said about the man, He would never resort to using poison. The Alacrin must be behind this. They have failed to kill him time and again. And now they're reaching out to their monetarist allies. I didn't want to believe Wymond when he said they had such influence, but... Wait, that's it. If anyone can help us unravel this plot, it's Wymond. He has a reputation for knowing things he shouldn't, after all. Find Wymond. See what he can tell us. Aldous says many things, but he is not a murderer. Hobo Lily again, at least I'm pretty sure it's the same person. Keeps on coming in when we're talking to Mila. Honestly. I'm not actually angry, I'm just more impressed by the timing. I didn't actually expect to be talking to Wymond again in this questline. In other questlines, soon enough, sure. Now and again, talking to Wymond, but not this questline. I was wondering when you might come along, Gomoy. Frankly, I'm surprised Aldous went so quiet. So quietly. He ought to know there's no walking away from this. Or if he surrender, he can just use his sword. You really don't know, do you? Best I start at the beginning then. Aldous is something of an enigma. He and Leovold were two of the greatest gladiators to ever grace the Blood Sands. But he threw all that hard-fought glory away for a few gil more. See, the average old Don loves a good Colosseum fight. And what better way to make a gladiatorial spectacle more entertaining than wagering on the outcome? So when it got out that Aldous was orchestrating a match-fixing scheme of untold proportions, well, you can imagine the shock and anger the people felt. He was expelled from the Colosseum, and his wins were stricken from the record. Your guildmaster Mila got the worst of it, though. Not only was her friend exposed as a fraud, but around the same time her father fell ill and passed away. There were some oddities surrounding his death, too. 'Twas rumored he took his own life, out of shame for his disgraced pupil, or that he might have even been murdered by the man. Baseless conjecture, really, but it made Aldous look that much worse. In the end, Mila lost two of the most important men in her life, and was forced to take charge of the guild alone. And Leovold? He tried to go it solo on the Blood Sands, but it wasn't the same. Without Aldous, his career was finished. Now you know the nature of the man you so desperately want to save. Though, judging from that look in your eyes, I gather you still have your reservations. Fine then. Though you can't blame me for doubting a man found in possession of Rhalgr's vial. 'Tis a vile poison, rare and expensive too. Only the Corpse Brigade knows how to make it, I hear. Gods only know why they'd give it to Aldous. Could go to their headquarters at this vulture in southern Tanalan and ask them. Direct, I reckon. I have an aversion to direct confrontation, personally. But you don't, do you? By the way, should you save the poor bastard's life, tell him we're even, and that I hope it was all worth it. What a guy, Wymond. He knows everything and everyone. Very useful for making the plot move forward. Inside somewhere? There is an indoor somewhere. I don't know where the entrance is. Did I pass by it already? Here it is. Excuse us. Have I ever been here? Maybe I came by in an earlier episode. Oh, I was about to say I'm too short to attract attention. Get over here. And one more over here. Down below then. Alright, who's still aggroed on me? Stop attacking my chocobo and attack me. And so carefully as to not wake him. I guess that whole scuffle didn't really wake him up. Oh great. Can we just leave? I think we're just gonna leave. Damn, a dead end. Alright, finally. No need for the intense music. Where have you been, Komoi? Aldous has been given over into the custody of the Sequarium. They mean to execute him. We must do something. A bill of sale, and Ralger's file. This poison, is it? You've proof that the Alacran purchased it from the Corpse Brigade. Thank the gods you've done it. Quickly, we must show this to the official presiding over his execution at Highbridge. Go now. Official at Highbridge? Certainly not Longhaft. Couldn't be. That's a fancy mount, and a fancy way to sit in it. Oh. That's a quest-specific NPC. We tried to delay them, Komoy, but they've already taken Aldous below. Hurry before it's too late. Oh cool, they're using this place. This area that I thought might have been some kind of sky port for an airship or something, even though that doesn't seem likely. Maybe they just use it for executions. How's it going? The Aquarium has sentenced you to death for your crimes against the Sultanate. Have you any last... Huh? Who are you? What do you want? And the rain stops. Almost as if on cue. We're here to save the day. These are bold accusations you make, adventurer. However, the Aquarium has found the prisoner guilty in the eyes of gods and men, and he will be executed forthwith. Don't waste your breath, Komoy. Thou scales have always yielded to wealth above all else, and the Evolt spent a fortune to secure my sentence. Silence, criminal, and you, what are you waiting for? Do it. Where did that... Aldous! Just couldn't stay away, could you? Well, at least I don't have to steal the headsman's axe. If the gods are to have blood this day, I'm afraid it won't be mine. Since you two are so devout, perhaps you'd be willing to offer yourselves in exchange. Mercy. Interfering with the law is a heinous crime. In fact, I believe it is punishable by death. Another new character in the very last quest. Huh. I had a feeling the spectacle would draw you here. I should have dealt with you myself from the start. Come, let's dance, brother. So it's to be a rematch. Very well, I accept. Marla and the others need you, Komoy. Leave him to me. I like how this scene used the geometry, the set piece or whatever, the location, a lot of verticality. It's just a very cool place to have a scene in. And I guess a cool place to have an entire battle in. Set the mission here. Battle your way up to the bridge from below. They even decorated. They really went all out. It's nice. Really feels like you're storming the castle, huh? Oh, where'd you drop in from? They're hanging from the rafters. They're like Dark Souls enemies. You guys okay up here? Wow, they really went all out, huh? Oh, I should actually help out. Some people are dying. I may be a bit under-equipped for this, actually. This is bad. Well, let's ignore that happening just now. I guess I should actually equip something other than level 1 and level 5 gear, huh? I didn't pick up anything from the quest rewards, so... Were there any event things that I should have been paying attention to? No. I did just die just because of stats, not because I ignored instructions, like I did during the Black Mage questline. Will this help me survive? Somehow I don't think so. But better than nothing, right? Maybe I'll just give it a try again real quick. My mistake might have been just taking on everyone at once. Even though I am the tank and I should be doing that. A little bit quicker this time. Let's get maybe half of them. And focus on them one by one. Going for the AoE like I did meant that they were able to get healed, because the AoE acts a little bit slower. Deal with the mage, okay. I was about to use a potion, but thank you. Kind of fumbled on the controls though a bit. Oh, this mage. How's Mila doing? Still alive. He was about to do a void call. I almost forgot to interrupt him, or I did forget to interrupt him. Would have summoned a void scent, I guess. There. The lesson wasn't to equip better gear, it was to pull better. That's all you have to do as a tank. You don't need stats. And the veteran gladiator that died last time also survived, I think. Aldous. Aldous? You almost had me, Leopold. You certainly had me, in an alternate timeline. Stay back. I won't have your pity. You just had to have it all, didn't you? Just one victory, just one bloody match. But your precious ego couldn't accept that. You ruined everything. Tell me, Aldous, how does it feel to lose your name, your legacy, everything you ever loved? I want to know how much you suffered. Let it go, Leovold. It's over. Like hell's it is. I swear, you will never know peace. Not in this life, or the next. Leovold, no! You know damn well neither of us will see Thal's realm. Let's go, our comrades are waiting. Damn, they really pulled out their A-game with the cinematography in this Gladiator questline. I was dropping down as if between the hands of Thal, or if that's Nald, I'm not sure. Which one is over here? I guess that's Thal, yeah. Going off and killing himself so that no one else can feel peace. Does that sting, Komori? Knowing that someone's death can leave someone else without peace? I'm sure she doesn't care. Maybe. She wouldn't say. She would never admit it. I'm glad you were there, Komori. Without you, I doubt we could have defeated the Alacran. Have you ever considered the Colosseum? You'd make a wonderful attraction. Of course, you'd need a title that befits your prowess. Now that it's all over, you'll be staying, won't you? No. Leovold may be dead, but the Alacran are far from finished. I'd rather not linger and give them a chance to regroup and seek revenge. It is a true tragedy that I cannot enjoy the company of Ul'dah's lovely ladies any longer, but I have faith that equally radiant beauties await me in distant lands. Aldous, Not another word, my dear. It's bad enough that the First Sword has permitted a disgraced gladiator to fraternize with her subordinates. Can you imagine the scandal if she became personally involved with the man? Nevertheless, I understand how you feel, Mila. I'm known to have this effect on the fairer sex. I should have let the headsman have his way with you. That way you might learn something of humility. Ah, but how am I supposed to remember the lesson without a head? Your father would be proud of you, Mila. Don't ever change. Ah yes, there's one more thing I wanted to say to you before I go, Komori. 7 years ago, before my last match on the Blood Sands, I was given an offer. A sultan's ransom in exchange for a loss. Leovold begged and pleaded, but I just couldn't do it. Call it honor or pride or whatever you like. I made my choice. And in spite all that came of it, to this day I have no regrets. It's a simple thing to say, a simple thing to know what's right. Listen to that heart of yours, and it will never lead you astray. Trust in your comrades, have faith in your skills, and you will triumph over any adversary. And with that, I bid you all farewell. I'd better not have to wait 7 years to see that bastard again. It's probably been more than 7 years. No, it's definitely been more than 7 years since this quest was first released. In the original 2.0 release. Do we ever see Aldous again in some other questline? I'm not sure. There's still so much I want to. What in the 7 hells are you all looking at? This is a training hall. Why aren't you all training right now? You think all it takes to stand on the Blood Sands is a sword and a stupid grin? No, it takes years of hard work, an ocean of blood and sweat, and an unbreakable will. Every man and woman here has the potential to become a champion, but it is you, and you alone, who decides your destiny. Us alone indeed. So answer me now, gladiators. Will you follow in the footsteps of your brothers and sisters and inscribe your names in legend? Aye. They actually had the player character cheer out there. And I should probably be taking the armor, but I won't. Because I've decided I'm actually going to equip the brand new armor that you get from doing the Smith training, the same brand new armor that I have on here, that I got from the Smith training. Figured I might as well mirror it on the gladiator and equip that. And there's no headpiece for the gladiator, so I prepared this ahead of time. A mask. It almost kind of fits, right? I've decided that I'm going to pretend that Mila gifted me with a set of armor just like her own, after helping her out so much. I didn't actually realize the armor was the same armor that Mila wears, but I guess that's the same generic armor that they give you from the Smith training. And now that Komori is so readily equipped, I think she's going to give another crack at the Palace of the Dead. Surprisingly, a lot of themes around death in the Gladiator questline. I guess that's to be expected since Dahl is kind of an ever-present figure in all of the old Dahl questlines. You pretty much expect it from the Thaumaturge and Black Mage questlines, but I wasn't sure what to expect from Gladiator. Now I said I might be doing this with another group, but I think because of the time of day I won't be trying for another matchmaking type situation. So Komori thinks she's going to take it on solo one more time. After her training with Mila, and more importantly Aldous, she's probably ready for it, right? That's what Aldous did. He always did everything on his own. He even took on that final battle just now solo, while everyone else handled all of the rank and file. He's probably a bad example to follow, but that's what Komori is going to do. Now what I did, actually in preparation for the Gladiator quest, was do a little bit of grinding over in the deep dungeon here, so that I could get my level up for Gladiator, so that I could accept all of the quests up to level 30, as well as, more importantly, get my Aetherpool arm and armor level up. Part of the reason that I died in my first run was because my armor was a little bit lacking. That and my own strategy, going into the dungeon and using potions and whatnot. I might be more ready for it now. We'll see. And I did actually make it past the point that I died on a different save file, the one that I was using for farming. So I'm going to retry it over here on save file 1, starting at 411, but I'll probably cut back in around 419 or so. Until then. And actually resuming from floor 18 rather than the floor 20 boss. Just because I feel like it'll pad out the time. If I beat the boss within 5 minutes or something, I can't really spend the last 10 minutes of the episode going into the next one. I guess I could though. Shouldn't take too long to get through floor 18 and floor 19. If I time this out right, 5 minutes on each floor sounds about right. And 5 minutes on the boss and end of the episode or so. I'm not really in the habit of grinding things out and doing everything off camera so that everything that goes on camera is smooth. I just happened to do some grinding before the Gladiator questline, just to get my level up, to accept them all at once. For Palace of the Dead, I don't really want to do any more grinding than necessary for the Aetherpool arm and armor level. So if I happen to die again, I'll need to grind things out for those stats. I'll probably go ahead and do it actually on camera for whatever episode or however many episodes it takes, without really cutting anything out. That's pretty much unwatchable content, but these are just for me anyway, so. Although, thinking of my own habits, I'd probably skip over those episodes that are grinding. I used a Pomander of Alteration, and it made more mimics. In a different run, I was lucky enough to get a bunch of Mandragora spawning, which is far more interesting, because they instantly die and give you a ton of EXP. These are still pretty decent EXP though, as long as you don't get hit by this attack. Nope, I killed it before it could do it. Well, maybe I shouldn't be tempting fate, but if I just prepare myself. Don't get hit by infatuation. Either kill it quickly before it can do it, or interrupt it. Gotta say, Komori's looking good with this armor. And the Blade of Light. I've noticed going in and out of the dungeon that the music changes every 3 floors. I don't think it's always consistent what music plays on which floor. Like floor 17 through 19, which I'm on now, I don't think they play the same music all the time. Although it might have been the same kind of tense music that was playing the first time I was here, the other episode. Maybe it is consistent, I don't know. And then after this, one more floor. And let's use this fortune, just because we're full. Best to use those when you're in like a treasure room where a bunch of monsters spawn in, and especially good if you can spare one of the Pomanders that lets you kill enemies real quickly. Mainly the one that transforms you into Chimera, but I guess the Succubus one is also good. No, that's bad. I'm dead. I need to use this. I maybe don't need to use it, but probably best if I do. I've got 3. I tried to use my stun move on the Morble, but I guess I used it on the Ochu by accident. I'm pretty sure a mortal spitting on you, or I thought, would be a death sentence in the Palace of the Dead. Even one hit, even if it was soloing you or something. But I guess it's not as dangerous in my head as I thought it was. Or not as dangerous as it was in my head. What I meant to say. I guess having the Pomander of Steel helped out a bit. I was mainly afraid of running away and stepping on a trap, so I wanted to use the Witching Pomander. The Morble is, of course, going to kill you if you're taking on a bunch of mobs and you happen to get hit by one of those bad breath attacks. But I guess when it's just one or two, it's not so bad. Alright, we can move on. Let's check around for more treasure chests though. I could still use some silver treasure chests for the Aetherpool armor, mainly. I think we're good on arm, but actually you can tell if you're synced to the floor's Aetherpool arm and armor level by whether or not your arm and armor shows up as yellow in the screen on the left. And it shows the level sync icon if you are. Which is kind of like an S shape or something. What was in this one? A steel? Seriously. These ones aggro on sight. They have no eyes, so they don't have the frontal conal area in front of them that you can exploit on other sight-based aggro enemies. The ones on sound, you have to be careful around of the proximity around them, the full ring rather than the full cone. So I can actually just do this. Excuse me. So that one's based on sound. There's a silver chest actually over here. But other than sight and sound, there's also proximity, which is like sound a ring around them, but no matter what distance or what speed you're going at, will always aggro if you enter them. But those ones are sound, not proximity. And this one killed me. Let's be careful this time. I have Pomander of Steel already up. I should use a Pomander of Strength just in case. I need the extra DPS to kill it quickly. As for other Pomanders that will help me, I guess I could maybe use the Pomander of Witching if it affects the bees, but it's better to just kill them quickly. And I think that's it. Oh wait, I've got Succubus. Should I? Yeah. Let's use it. And if I happen to take a lot of damage while in Succubus form, I can click off by pressing this. And then the mistake I made last time was putting on this max potion, which healed me for quite a bit, but only one time, and it had a recast time of 1 minute 7 seconds. It's more efficient to use the high potions that they're giving out at this level, which heals 440 points, or 40% if that's less. But more importantly, has a recast time of 22 seconds, allowing you to heal much of your HP throughout the entire fight. Could probably take on the boss with just the potions and all that, but I think I'll give the Succubus a try. I already did that last time on the first boss, but it's more effective on this boss, I guess. Maybe, yeah, just start out the boss battle with it. We really only need the 5 stacks of vulnerability, but it also helps, I guess, that the Void Fire does a ton of damage, like pretty high potency, compared to our normal sword swings. I should switch off it though, if I do feel like I need to heal. Alright, let's do it. Come back, you. And there are the Hornets. Make sure to kill them. Keep up on the potions too. And like that, the boss battle is pretty much already over. If I make sure I don't run out of HP. We'll use one more potion just in case. Be extra cautious. And there we go. And after our little detour in the Gladiator questline, we're now stronger than we were before. Not actually, but I like to pretend lore-wise Komori is. At least better at using this Blade of Light. Who is this mysterious stranger? Well, before we move on though, I'll make a break on the outside. I've been getting these bronze trim sacks from the Accursed Horde, so let's actually turn some in and see what I can get. Let's roll the dice. There are different tiers of sacks that you can get at the lower levels, so bronze goes, I think, up to level 50 or so. Then silver from 51 to 100, I might be wrong about that. And then gold from 101 to 200, with obviously gold having the best rewards that people will shell out maybe millions for on the market board, maybe, depending on the reward. It's all random, so let's see if we get anything good. Oh wow, a magic prism to show loyalty to the immortal flames. That's just an advertisement. That's not a reward. Crimson Star. Used in the hamlet of Aleport for celebratory purposes. An Elvet. That's actually pretty good. You can probably get this pretty cheap on the market board, but getting a minion is always welcome. Materia useless. Devnarian babuches. These go with the hat that I got off screen from one of my other bronze trim sacks. I guess I'll collect the full set sometime. Maybe. I won't go out of my way for it, but it'll probably happen. And that's it. What did we get? Propaganda. Just a star. That's all it is. Useless materia. Fireworks, those are pretty good. I wouldn't mind having hundreds of those in my inventory. And of course the owl. Owlet. Let's bring it out. You can be our canary in the coal mine. We'll send you down and you can scout out any traps for us, although you'll probably just fly over them. Next time I'll continue heading down into the Palace of the Dead. And if I die again, hopefully I'll be able to find an actual match-made group. Until then, now would be a good time to take a break.